welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah from Sarah's Hearts Home, and I just wanted to share with you guys today my food storage room. Yeah, I know a lot of us are kind of into that these days. It's something that I've done for years, but I will say just a few years ago, we kind of redid our room a bit, and it was a very large room, and we kind of sectioned it off just a bit, and we made room for a food storage room on one side of our bed, kind of a doorway, and then I'll show you in just a minute, and then also on the other side an office space. So it's really been great, and our room is still quite large anyway, so we've really enjoyed having this extra space where we've added all kinds of shelving, and we've been able to have a place to store canned goods and dry goods and that sort of thing. So, and also like big extra kitchen pans and stock pots for canning. So I wanted to take you guys through that today and just kind of show you some of the things that I keep on hand in bulk. We are a family of 6, and there's just a lot going on in our world these days, and I just really feel like it is prudent to have some food stocked up. You know, just being a family and having children and stuff, you want to make sure that they're taken care of. So anyway, today I'm going to take you in for a little peek in here and show you what we got going on. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you real quick. So over there is our office, and then over here is our food storage room. So that way you can kind of have a little bit of a lay of the land, so to speak, and see what it looks like. So here we go. Let's head on in. All right. And here it is, guys. It is not incredible. It is not like some people's food storage rooms, creak, I'm sure, but it's mine. So let's see what we've got in here. So here's kind of what it looks like. Initially, we had kind of thought it would be nice to either have put a shelf here at the end, or also like a small chest freezer where we could have just plugged it in on a low temperature to keep man, this door is really creaking. Okay. Initially, we had thought that it would be nice to put like a little chest freezer at the back or something. We could have plugged it in and kept things like our bulk grains and flours and such. We could have plugged it in at like a really low temperature just to keep it cool. However, what's been working really well in here is that we do have an air conditioner vent in here, and so in the winter I close it. It's like an ice cube in here, and then in the summer with the air conditioner vent, it's also cold in here. I just keep the door shut, and yeah, things are nice and chill. So that's worked well for us so far. I'm sure if we need to do something in the future we can, but at this point that is what we've got going on in here. So I'm trying to remember where we got these shelves from. I am almost completely positive that they are from Sam's Club, and they were not very expensive. We just got, I think we have what, 4 in here, 4 shelves in here, and they each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the top, so 6 shelves. And I thought about that I could have spaced them just a dab different, and I may in the future, but it's a lot of work to take everything off and try to respace. But there definitely is 1 shelf per thing that I could respace, and I would have room to stack 2 cans high instead of just 1. So I may do that at some point, but my goodness, I need to oil this door or something because it sure is squeaky. Alright, well, let me take you in. Alright, so let me just show you here. I think I'll just kind of go through, maybe just give you a little pan. I keep all of my soap making supplies in here as well. And that big tote down there is also making supplies. So, you know, it does take up some parts of this storage room. I also keep really big pans in here, like industrial size pans. This is my cookie sheet that I use all the time, but I do keep it back here in this room, and whenever I'm doing hosting or whatever, I can just pull it out. Same with this big stock pot, a drinks dispenser. My juicer is actually back here as well, and so is my, ooh, you can't hardly see it there, my sprouter. So, you know, they're just things that I don't use all of the time. And also I have my food dehydrator back here. And, you know, there's some big storage things, some canning jars that are empty. Actually, they could go probably to the garage if I had room. And I also keep my seeds in here right next to the air conditioner vent so that they're nice and cold. And also like some cake pans and stuff like that. So okay, so now that that's out of the way, I think the rest of it is food. Okay, so walking in here, I have a whole bunch of corn. I get a lot of it from Aldi. I've also gotten it from Trader Joe's. I absolutely love Trader Joe corn, and so I highly recommend that if you guys want to stock up on corn, Trader Joe's corn is delicious. Love it. I have tons of corn in the freezer as well, but it's always nice if your freezer is going to go out to have you know, a backup source. I also have green beans here, and generally, I think you can see it there, I get them from Aldi. These here, I believe, came from my last stock up at a bargain barn near me, so there was that. I also keep a whole bunch of canned tomatoes. Now, during the canning season, I will often can my own tomatoes to have on hand, and we may be getting to that point here pretty quick. Right now, we're kind of eating through them as fast as they come on, but I like to keep fire roasted and the basil, garlic, oregano ones, and then just regular. These are all from Aldi, and generally very economical to stock up on. I also like to keep on hand salsa. We go through that, you know, fairly slowly or whatever at a decent pace, but I'll just buy like a flat of them at Aldi and it'll last for quite some time. Also, here is just different barbecue sauces. There's a sweet golden one, and then, yeah, just that. I think there's also like honey mustard and other barbecue sauces. So I stock up on some of those, you know, because we use them during the summer and whatnot. And then also ketchup. I think these were just from the grocery store, and then I have some others that maybe came from a discount store or Aldi, but definitely keep on hand a good supply of ketchup. And then also, this is Rotel. It's just the Aldi brand of Rotel, and we use it quite a bit in chilies and soups and salsas and all sorts of things. And then I like to keep on hand the tomato sauce. I use that in different recipes as well, different soups, or yeah, that sort of thing. Moving over here, I guess I have like a couple dressings and some mustard back in there. So honestly, I'm not as organized as I could be. I know a lot of people, you know, might have this looking incredible, but this is what I've got. And then here is tomato soup. I think this came from a discount drop ship order thing that we have around here. And then I've got canned peas. Now these shelves are quite deep, so, you know, it goes way back there. Alright, moving on here, I have a whole bunch of coconut milk. I've either gotten it from Aldi, I mean not Aldi, but Trader Joe's or the Asian market. I actually think this one here came from Azure Standard, but anyway, I like to keep coconut milk on hand. We use it for ice cream and that sort of thing. We've got mayonnaise. I've got 4 of them back in there. And then I like to keep on hand broth for the winter months, or soups and that sort of thing. So I'll just stock up a bunch on broth. And then beans. That's kind of a big thing that I stock up on. These ones came from a discount store, and then these ones came from Aldi. We use a lot of black beans. I think these all came from a discount store that my husband picked up. They're just the little cans of vegetarian baked beans, and I don't know, I think he likes baked beans quite a bit. We've got a lot of baked beans going on there. We have kidney beans. These ones here are Trader Joe's, and then I've got Aldi brand. I've got a lot from Aldi. Great Northern beans. So you can kind of see there's a lot of cans in there. But it goes fast. It's amazing if you don't really keep up with your food storage, how fast things get used up. So I've got garbanzo beans. We make hummus with this, and like chickpea salads and stuff. And then our pasta sauce, and I just get these various places, the grocery store, a lot from Aldi, and I also like to get it from Trader Joe's. I love their pasta sauce. It's delicious. Peanut butter is another great thing to stock up on. You've seen me get this at Aldi before, and I often will get mostly creamy and then I'll get a few of the crunchy, which is back in there because I like crunchy. Also, Aldi has really good creamy no stir peanut butter. I think we've used some of them already, but anyway. And then these here also came from a discount thing that Mike had gotten, and they're just some honey chipotle grilling beans. So let's see, moving up, I guess we just have some plasticware and then some maple syrup. That is our last bottle. I've had quite a few jugs of it, but we're moving on through it. And then some Cholula sauce. Alright, well, we've got a big punch bowl set. I rarely use it, but there it is. And we have got some ramen noodle and a huge box of straws, because straws are, I don't know, I guess we need them. And it takes a terribly long time to go through 3,000 straws. Anyway, moving on over here, I have a whole bunch of pasta. So we've got pasta boxes, you know, just angel hair, regular spaghetti, elbow macaroni, noodles that I like to make, like gravy and noodles, and put it over mashed potatoes, or a chicken noodle soup. This is from Azure. It's just whole wheat pasta. This is a huge box full of fettuccine noodles. So that's like all extra pasta that I have. I have more pasta. I have more food out in my kitchen. But this is just where I keep, you know, all the extras, I guess you could say. Okay, moving down to the bottom shelf, this is where I keep my big buckets of things. I love these Gamma lids. You can get them online. I get them a lot of times from either Azure Standard or Amazon, but basically they fit onto your bucket. And you know, I saw some of these buckets at Walmart for like $4, I want to say. Anyway, great to have on hand to store your dry stuff in. This here is bread flour. I love Wheat Montana brand for flour, and I have an order coming in from them next week, I think it is. This is from Sam's Club, and it is just some more bread flour to have on hand. I love this stuff for making sourdough bread, and so I like to keep it on, you know, keep plenty on hand of that. Behind here we have wheat berries. I have a grain mill, and so I can grind my own wheat, and I highly recommend, if you can, to have yourself a grain mill, because then you can store these wheat berries, and if they're in a cold spot, preferably a freezer really, or you know, airtight, you can store wheat berries for like many, many, many years, like 50 years or something like that, 100 years, I don't know. So they're an excellent source, you know, for making bread or all sorts of things. And then we've got a nice big bucket here of popcorn. So that's great for those evenings where you want a light supper. So those are those buckets. Okay, I'm going to move over here to the other side, and we're just going to go along the bottom shelf for now. This is a bucket of all-purpose flour, and I have some extra bags over there. This is the Wheat Montana one, which I'll be getting another 50-pound sack at the end of July, and then that's just Member's Mark, just in case I'd run out before then. So I usually one bag will almost... Well, I think it fills about 2 of these. So, a 50-pound bag. 25-pound bag is perfect. So, I have all-purpose flour. I also have the unbleached pastry flour from Azure Standard back there. Yes, a 25-pound bag of that. And then also, this is the hard red wheat, and this is also from Wheat Montana. I'll be getting the golden white wheat. I'll be getting 2 50-pound bags. So altogether I'll have 150 pounds worth of flour and or wheat berries. Last time I was at Sam's Club, I grabbed a bag of the basmati rice. This keeps really well, and it also has a lower glycemic level. So like, if you're diabetic or whatever, this is a much better rice for your blood sugar, and it'll stick to you longer, I guess you could say, than white rice. This here is just a bucket of brown rice. I got it from, I'm sure, Azure Standard or something like that. And then olive oil. I have more oil up here. This is canola. And then there's another jug of olive oil somewhere, I believe, too. So try to keep that on hand, either for soap making or, you know, cooking needs. And then I have a bucket here of just white rice, and I'm sure it came from Sam's Club. Moving on down here, we've got a big bucket full of regular oats. And then this one back here, it's kind of under things. I guess this is an empty box for jars, but that would be my quick rolled oats back there. So that, and then we get honey from friends of ours that have honeybees up in New York State. And let's see, I think their sticker is on here, and you can find them online. It's Ford's Honey, and this is their summer raw. It's so delicious. Now, my daughter's violin teacher also does some honey, and so I am getting just a quart of it to have on hand, you know. But anyway, it's good honey. So that's my extra bag of flour back there, and flour. And then I have the Prairie Gold hard white wheat, and like I said, I am getting more of that. And I'm hoping that I can store at least one of them in the freezer. I'm trying to remember what else I have back here. Okay, I have another bag of flour, I think, back there. Anyway, like to keep stocked up on flour. Okay, so at the back here I have sugar. Now this is gone. I will be getting another 50-pound bag of the organic, unbleached, natural cane sugar, and so I fill this bucket up with that. So I have almost out of that, I guess. And then I have spelt flour, and down here I have kamut berries. They're just great options to whole wheat. Alright, this box here just sitting on my floor. We love chips for things like haystacks and nachos and whatever. So these are just a box of chips from Aldi, and if I buy them like that, they last for a little longer. Alright, next shelf up here, I do have this bag of sugar. I never buy just like the regular white sugar just because it's so unhealthy and bleached and everything. I can't remember why that came into the home. I think it was like I was out of the good sugar and this was all Mike could find when I needed something I was gonna make. So anyway, it's sitting there for an emergency, I guess. Anyhow, I do need to restock, but I have like a container of black beans. Like I said, I need to no, actually, I don't think I do. I have more beans here, and I think one is black and one is pinto. So these are just sitting there waiting to be used as needed. All right, and then I have brown sugar and brown sugar, and these are pinto beans here, just in a container. I've got a box full of raisins. These came from Amazon, and they're really good. A bag of nutritional yeast flakes. I love to use this in cheese sauces and on popcorn and a bunch of different things like that. It just adds a nice nutty, cheesy flavor, and it's a good source of B12. And this actually came from Amazon. And I don't know, just some miscellaneous things here. This is sucanat, which is sugar cane natural. I guess this is as well, which is another great natural sugar. You know, you can see it's completely unbleached, it's just brown. And then I've got a tub of coconut, and try to remember what this is. Oh, that's orzo, but it's whole wheat orzo, so it cooks a little different, and the kids don't like it quite as much as, you know, regular orzo. I guess we've got a box of stovetop stuffing mix, probably left over from Thanksgiving, I don't know. All right, this is a tub full of barley. You can add this to soups and stuff to bulk it up. And then this is rye flakes, which could be used for cereal and that sort of thing. And then I guess we already went over the fact that these are 2 big 20-pound boxes full of beans that are dried. Trying to think if I need to go over anything over here. Just some, I like this kind of ramen noodle. I just add some of my own seasonings to it. Like an empty honey bucket and some more just various chips here in this bag. All right, moving on up here, we just keep some crackers and, you know, just kind of random stuff, some Parmesan, and these here are pickled green beans, quite tasty. And got dehydrated vegetables, like for soups and stuff like that, just kept in that bin. All right, and then we've got olives. I love the Trader Joe's olives. I kind of need to stock up again on olives, it looks like. We use a lot of them. And then a whole bunch of canned peaches. These here are from Aldi. They are in 100% fruit juice, so it's just a really nice way to go. You don't have to, I mean, I have a bunch of home canned peaches. In fact, here's some right here. But anyway, good for fruit salads and such. Some vegetarian chili and chili beans. I have a bunch more chili beans out in my kitchen, but that's what I have for now here. And then jam. I tell you, we've been going through the jelly like crazy. I just have blueberry and strawberry right now, but I usually have raspberry as well. So I have different various canned fruits. I keep pineapple chunks on hand. Usually have some mandarin oranges and I don't know, some fruit cocktail here, but oh no, I guess that's blueberry. I thought I might have had one more raspberry, but I guess not. All right, and then a whole bunch of refried beans. These are my favorite ones from Trader Joe's, but I get these from Aldi's as well. So a bunch of refried beans. And then moving on to the shelf up above is a bunch of dry things. Other than that, I guess there's some lemon juice and like onion soup mix, golden broth, and these are vegetarian broth things for different recipes. Can of hot cocoa mix. Some canned pickled okra. Some pickles here. There's minced garlic. We use a lot of that, and also there behind it is olive oil. I also buy my spices in bulk from Sam's Club, and so I have all kinds of spices in here, and I'll just refill them as needed. And then I think we went over this already, a bunch of canned peaches. And then things like coconut and just a minute, buddy. And then I usually have a bunch more coconut water back here. I think I have a couple more in the pantry, but I'll keep those on hand. I make kombucha with this, and so I keep that on hand. I get them in the big boxes from Amazon. Oh, there's more coconut water. There we go. We'll just set that over there. And then mac and cheese. And then this here is all my vanilla that I've made. It's just really simple to make. All you need is some vodka and vanilla beans. But anyway, good vanilla. This is an elderberry and echinacea and cinnamon tincture I made a couple years ago that we use as needed. And then just a bunch of other herbs that I make stuff with. There's elderberries, licorice root, calendula, and that sort of thing. I think that mostly covers what I've got. There is a box full of instant oatmeal up there and some Ziploc bags and stuff, but oh, and we forgot. We also store Caleb in here. I'm just kidding. Not really. He wants me to cut him an apple up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go, buddy. Alright, so I'm out here in my kitchen, and I was just going to show you, there's this big pantry unit here next to my refrigerator, and I also keep stuff in here. Obviously, it's more stuff that I'm using all of the time, but I just thought I'd show you real quick. So I kind of have it divided into, up there is a bunch of canned peaches. That's where all our canned peaches are from last summer. And then here is like fruit and cake mixes. Here would be veggies primarily, and then beans, and then I guess there's some more beans and odds and ends there, and then just empty jars. But I don't know, there's probably not a whole lot to show you guys in here. This is canned squash that I just did this year. I will say I think this is going to be pretty good, the yellow squash there. There's a few creamed soups like mushroom soup. I don't use a lot of them because we don't use much dairy, so you know, they're just kind of there. But I love to keep on hand green chilies for like taco soup, and chipotles and adobe, some green enchilada sauce, and these capers from Trader Joe's are really good. And then I usually will keep up here just like a few of the cans that we usually will use a fair amount of. And then here I'd wondered where my beans were, my chili beans, because I knew I'd gotten a bunch and I forgot that I had actually left them up here. So I usually will have a whole bunch of chili beans back in my pantry, but right now there's a whole flat of them in here, and then also applesauce. So this whole drawer here, I'm not going to pull the drawer all the way out, but it's very full with applesauce that we canned last fall. And then this one here, there's a bunch of peanuts that can be made into peanut butter. And then just, I guess that's more chili beans, but stuff like that. Here's some fried chick from Loma Linda. There's refried beans. And then, like I said, this here is all just empty jars. So this here is just kind of my pantry unit. And we have a basket for pastas, a basket for like tortilla shells, tostado, taco, like sushi rice, and pad thai noodles, like that's all kind of there. And then this is all like breadcrumbs and condiments. And then we have a few more coconut waters here. The kids love coconut water. It's a great hydrator. This here is dehydrated hash browns, and you can keep them for a long time. All you have to do is add hot water to them, and they're wonderful, and stir fry them, you know. Or not stir fry them, but you know, fry them up as normal. And then I generally will keep stuffing in here, and then crackers, raw cashews for making cheese sauces and gravies and bunches of things like that. Got, you know, a big thing of macaroni, and then I keep my spaghetti noodles now in there, and then instant potato flakes. I keep my grain mill in here, so there's like the rice cooker, food processor, grain mill, and bread mixer, and then my crock pots and big skillet back there. And then there's a bunch of garlic that was harvested from the garden, and I keep my potatoes and onions there. And then all of our cold cereals and instant oatmeal packs and some pancake mixes there. And then like chips and snacks, and then some bulk things. Like this is chicken style seasoning, so it's by, I think this one is actually Country Life Foods, but it's just a mock chicken seasoning. And then a whole gallon of wild rice for soups. And then we keep, you know, some dried things in here. So there's dried mango, goji berries, some pretzels, bananas are almost gone, granola bars. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So as far as any other food storage goes, I do have 2 deep freezes. I'm not going to show you guys in them. I'm just going to kind of talk briefly about some of the things that I do store in them. So I'll usually stock up on things like frozen peas, mixed vegetables, like tater tots, what else? Honestly, you know what you use, and that's really what you need to focus on stocking up on. So if your family is not vegetarian and you use a lot of beef, then you would want to go in with somebody on a cow and get that put in your freezer. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all about thinking ahead and kind of being proactive, so to speak. Also, you know, like if chicken, if you're, here again, if you're not a vegetarian, if chicken is on a good sale, put it in the freezer. I like to get the vegetarian meatballs at Aldi. They haven't been in stock for a while, and I love them, but yeah, they haven't been there. So I'll usually stock up on that, or if a veggie burger is on sale at the time, I will stick that in the freezer. It's just, you're kind of looking for sales, looking for deals, and that sort of thing. I also have tons of frozen strawberries in my freezer. We will either go picking or go to the farmer's market and just get all kinds of strawberries and get them in the freezer. I have fruit slush. Maybe I will go show you a little bit in the freezer. My one deep freeze is, the lid is falling apart. It's been a slow and long process, and we have a new deep freeze coming, which will be the 24.8 cubit. We finally just took the plunge. We've been needing the bigger deep freeze for quite some time. I have a huge order of blueberries coming in from one of our local, well, I say local, it's over an hour away, but it's an Amish store, and they get all these blueberries picked from a Amish Mennonite farm up in Michigan, and then they bring them down here. And so I will usually get like 6 boxes of blueberries to stick in the freezer, and you can just stick them in the cardboard box into your freezer, and they last all year, and they're so delicious. And so anyway, I don't really have room for them, and our freezer lid is falling apart majorly. Like, the insulation out of the lid and everything is just falling in, and it's been doing that for some time, but it's really gotten bad. And yeah, so anyway, we finally, oh my word, bit the bullet, because things are not cheap anymore, guys, not at all. And ordered a deep freeze, and it should be in by the end of the month, which isn't quite when I need it, because blueberries come in this week. Anyway, so I'll keep lots of blueberries in there, and you know, frozen bananas. If bananas are on a good deal, you know, you stick them in the freezer. They're great for smoothies and that sort of thing. Stuff from the garden and extra bread. All these are things that you can just keep on hand, and I tell you, it makes it so handy if you have guests coming over, or whatever, you know, if you have these certain things on hand, you're ready to go. If you have your, you know, I usually keep extra baking supplies like chocolate chips and that sort of thing on hand, or I make up a big batch of cookies and stick a bunch of the dough in the freezer, and then, you know, all you have to do is pull it out. And so all these things are just really handy, not only just for food storage, but also just for life purposes, right? So one thing that we really like is fruit slush, and it's just fruit and like some sugar or whatever. It's basically just as the fruit starts to thaw out, it gets really slushy in the juices that it's in. Sometimes I'll put it in with a little orange juice or whatever, and you can do grapes and peaches, little pineapple tidbits, strawberries, really whatever you like. But we will make up a bunch of that. I think it's in the other freezer, but I also will do strawberries that way, where I'm just having strawberries in the freezer, kind of mashed with some of the sugar, and oh man, it's just so delicious. You can make a pie easily or put it on top of waffles and that sort of thing. I also have a bunch of this is mint tea concentrate, and you just thaw it and put some water in with it and ice, and it's a really refreshing drink. There again, like I was mentioning, you know, keep some extra bread in the freezer. These are pie crusts. I am ready for make pie. Anyway, and yeah, can't have a summer without ice cream, I guess. And then some blueberry muffins that I had stuck in the freezer. Here again, some more of that strawberry fruit sauce, and some goat's milk. Alright, and then just real briefly, this is our other deep freeze. So this is all of the strawberry sauce. There's tons and tons of frozen strawberries in there. I've got a case of dates. There's goat's milk, which if we need it for a baby goat or whatever, we can just pull it out of the freezer. And then also keep raw almonds. There's tons of frozen corn in there, some on the cob and some off the cob, and then frozen shredded zucchini. So anyways, guys, I think that kind of concludes. I just wanted to show you an overview and kind of give you some ideas of some things that I keep on hand. It's gonna look different for everyone, and I think that's the biggest thing that I've realized over the years is that, you know, I've watched people like She's in Her Apron, Heartway Farms. I'm trying to think of the other one that I really like to watch. It was in my mind just a little bit ago. What was it? She's in Her Apron, Heartway Farms. Oh, Little Mountain Ranch. That's another great food storage option. She has incredible gardens and greenhouses, and her food storage rooms are amazing. She's got a big basement, and she's got cold rooms, and yeah, go watch her if you want some amazing inspiration. I'm just little in comparison, but I like to keep, you know, some things on hand. I like to have the stuff that we are going to eat. I know what we eat, and if you're going to do food storage, you have to have the things on hand that you eat, because if not, then all this stuff is just going to go to waste in here, and it's going to become expired and outdated, and you've kind of got to keep it, you know, the old towards the front, and just kind of keep rotating it like that, just like they do at the grocery store. And just kind of know what you're gonna eat, because there's no sense in stocking up stuff that your family doesn't even like those rye flakes in there. We hardly use them, but I thought, oh, these would make a good, you know, hot cereal in the morning. Well, nobody really likes it. I remember eating it as a kid, and you know, it was fine, whatever, and so I thought, oh, I'll get some of them, but the kids don't eat it, and so therefore it just sits there, you know. So think that way. You've got to think about the meals that your family eats and what goes into those meals, right? So if you eat a lot of bean burritos, then you want refried beans and tortillas in the freezer, which I usually have a whole bunch of tortillas in the freezer as well. I do make my own like naan bread and stuff like that, but I also will get it from Sam's Club or Aldi or whatever and have it in the freezer. These are just things that you've got to know what your family likes, what it eats, and then you kind of make a list of meals and you keep those staples in your pantry or in your food storage or wherever you might have that you keep extra food. Do I think that we need to go overboard and that we need to just trust in our own selves in all of this? Absolutely not. The Bible tells us that our bread and our water will be sure, and that the Lord will not suffer the righteous to hunger, right? He has promised to be with us through the difficult times ahead, and He is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and the Lord cares deeply for His children. So I do know with all of my heart that you know, things are going to get tougher here in this world. In this world we will have tribulation, but do not worry, because Jesus has overcome all, right? So yes, we are going to go through trials, and yes, we may not eat as much as we normally eat at some point in time, right? And yes, our food may be confiscated from us. We don't know, right? We don't know what the future holds, but the Lord has said that He will be with us. I also think, though, that it is very important not to just be presumptuous, but if you recall, the Lord warned Pharaoh in a dream that there was going to be many years of famine and that they needed to store up things. And then the Lord appointed Joseph over Egypt, right, to put all this grain into the storehouses so that the people would not starve. And they kept so many people alive during that time, even other countries, right? And so whatever we store up is not intended to be hoarded. I think that is where some people err, and I'm not going to go into depth on that, but I do know, you know, there are people, maybe you might call them preppers, and it's not a bad thing to prep, it's not a bad thing to be prepared, right? But when we become so involved in making this our life work and we have to be prepared, I think that that's where it starts becoming in error and not trusting the Lord with all of our heart and leaning more onto our own understanding, right? So whatever we store up, if we're in hard times or if other people are in hard times, I guess is what I meant to say, then we share our bounty or our resources with others, because yeah, I think that's what we're called to do as Christians, as people who love and follow the Lord. We want to share with others if we have a supply of stuff and somebody else is without. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts. I did not mean to sermonize here, but I just want to let you guys know this is not, I'm not saying, oh, you guys need to have a food storage room and, you know, 2 deep freezes and you need to be stocking up and do all this. I have 4 children. I do have a place for it. I know some people will store, you know, under their beds or, you know, different things like that. Just do what you can, you know. If something's on sale, you buy, you know, 5 extra of it or whatever it may be. Don't blow your budget to stock up, but as you can, shop the sales, stock up a little bit, lay up a little bit, so that, you know, even if your husband gets laid off from work or somebody's ill or whatever, you have a store to draw from. And so I really do love that feeling of, you know, if I can't make it to the store, if somebody's sick or whatever, we do have stores to draw from, and my family's not going to go hungry, right? We have the food that we need, and that does give peace of mind and comfort. So anyway, guys, I'm not perfect. We're all not perfect. We're on a long journey called life, and there's lots of bumps and rocks and whatever in the road, and so these are just a few things that I've done. I know it may not be like you do, and it may not be like Little Mountain Ranch does it, or She's in Her Apron, or anybody else here on YouTube. This is just what works for us right now, and it's what we're doing. And so if you guys do have some fun suggestions, or maybe you stock up, you know, if you have a channel, leave it in the links below, or the comments below. Just let us know your suggestions. Do you store up any food? I'm assuming probably if you are watching this video that you know, you at least have an interest in that area. So anyway, I've jabbered on long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and a nosy peek into my home. So, all right, we'll see you guys next time. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and, you know, leave me a comment down below. I do lots of different videos. I don't like just talking about one thing, so you'll find lots of variety here on this channel. We homeschool, so you'll find stuff about homeschooling, also homeschooling through the high school years. We have a hobby farm, so you'll see peaks of that, and cooking and homemaking and trips here and there that we might take, and just stuff like that. So if you enjoy that sort of thing and the variety, hit the subscribe button and that little bell up there, and that'll notify you guys when I've posted a new video. Anyhow, we'll see you next time. I hope this video was a blessing to you and inspired you in some way, and take care. God bless. Bye-bye.